Sports fans, we got to talk about the latest with Mike Shildt's replacement. What is going on? There's some crazy reports starting to come out from some various degree of baseball insiders, but at least everybody's got an idea, and I want to hear from you what's going on. Another episode of Padres Digest. Christian Pedersen here to give you the latest. I've got some fact, I've got some opinion, I've got some tweets that I think are funny and interesting. Let's talk about it all. As you saw Mike Shildt there, he is now the in-studio spirit animal. I view this moment differently if this is a grumpy old man. I don't know. I think I like it more. I think that this might have actually been him trying to, vent his life frustrations and take them out. I think he might have really been trying to fight Dave Roberts here, truthfully. So this is now a much funnier moment to me in Padre history. But let's talk about it. Let me reset the overall candidate field, if you will. If you are tuning into this and have not dialed in on anything other than just knowing that he's gone, we have heard from AJ Preller a word soupy sort of, we're looking for somebody with a vision and with determination and with 10 fingers and toes and a pulse. And you don't have anybody, I think, that has been named as a candidate that is favorite, but there's some decent picks on this list. I think there's some options and opportunities off of this list as well, but I think on that list there's a couple of good, solid choices. One of the ones that I had argued for earlier in the week being kind of interesting was Albert Pujols. Apologies, I'm calling up the Pujols graphic here. Multitasking apparently not one of my would not be one of my 5 tools. But the Padres are also allegedly, at the very least, comfortably being publicly identified as interested in Albert Pujols. This is the latest of who we are hearing rumors of them trying to direct contact to, and I think at the very least, you got to do the kicking of the tires to as many candidates as possible, unless you have a guy. You either rush in to be like, okay, our next guy is this guy. We're going to hire him. No doubt. We are 100% confident. We would never miss on this opportunity to have this guy. That didn't happen. So I think jump to Padres now want to play the field, if you will, want to figure it out, want to take their exhaustive time, and maybe that means interviewing every single person on this list. But Pujols is just as good a place as any, if not a better place than any to start, because it's the non-traditional end, and in various different reasons and rationales, you could maybe want to say that the Padres could get the most or get more out of or get the best out of, or however you want to describe it, their superstars that they have seemed to have assembled but not put in the right order or headspace, or there just seems to be something, like we've seen it. They're so close. They're better than the Dodgers. 30 games to go. It can't only just be like, oh, we didn't have starting pitching. It has to be the reality of like, hey, the guys didn't play hard enough and well enough. So we do need something to change this up. And does going to another certain kind of coach versus another kind of coach have a difference? I have no clue. You guys also maybe do or don't have a clue, but it's fun to talk about. And one of the hypothetical fun ones is to be like, hey, could a recent former player come in and sort of still have just the vibe understanding of how to be like, this generation, this is how they're going to succeed, and there isn't that gap, and let's make this work, and boom, it all clicks. And Pujols could be that guy. So I'm pretty excited about this. If at the very least, it seems like they're giving us the impression that the Padres know what they're doing in this search. That one name coming up couple of different times. Another story that I thought was kind of interesting was this headline here. that the Padres search could pivot to a new internal one, and the name being Scott Cervais that was linked in this article. Because to me, if we were going off of that list, as in like off of it and not off of it, which I get the joke makes no sense to the audience, but if we're going outside of that list, internally, I would have thought and have said that I think that having our pitching coach, who is by all accounts one of the best in the game and has done what he has done with the limited resources that he has done, so knows that he can handle like the coaching of the more difficult aspect of this, but just needs to figure out how to get the offense in the right order and get it in the right headspace to maximally succeed. Like, maybe external change isn't the right move, but I don't know if Scott Cervais would have been the first name that came to mind for me. So that's what I'm saying. Some interesting reports are starting to come around, because other names internally that I had seen linked, Mark Loretta could be an interesting one, would be another one where I'd be like, you know what? That's that one, not my top initial reaction, but could be rationalized into, hey, as an infielder, as team captain, cerebral dude, knows players, been in the organization, knows the different facets of it. Manager only needs to be over here and needs to be good at I can be talked into, at this point, probably anybody and everybody, including like just letting AI do it. We might be at that point with being a manager. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's starting to be a scatter shot, because there is everything from people who them being with the Padres if being with the Padres for 1 year qualifies you as like being an insider, that expands the field greatly to a lot of people. I say that both sarcastically and seriously, that if that's how exhaustive their search is that they're going to talk from everything from Ron Washington's corpse to Albert Pujols to Scott Cervais and everyone in between, then I guess you can't, like, this has to be the guy, right? Otherwise, what are we doing here? Why aren't we just going with something like I said, like just let a program do it? So, it's sort of, to me, this feels like maybe AJ's last pick is my final thought on all this. And so no pressure there. Or maybe this isn't his last pick and AJ's good here for ever amount of managers later. But if you're going to take that wide of an approach and you're going to have this many different kinds of directions and options with the players locked into the amount of years, but at the certain age that they all are, this feels like an important pick to me. So let me know what you think in terms of different names that you do or don't like. I'll show you the list one more time on the way out. I think there are, like I said, other options, but I don't know. I don't know if there's too many other options than this. I think this is a pretty good, summary of everybody and everything available. So look at those names, drop other ones that you like. Let me know. Also, let me know what you think about this moment of Mike Shildt. Is this now a top 5 Padres moment? That our Lou Piniella tried to fight Dave Roberts. Love it. All right. Hit the subscribe button also if you could. It would be much appreciated. Talk to you guys next time.